temping is an acquired taste. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I want to discuss whether or not you should be temping. Is it a good idea? When should you start? If you guys want to know more, then just keep watching. I want to provide a different perspective. Everyone's saying you should temp out of school right away. It gives you a better idea in regards to what you do and do not like in an office, your co-workers, your doctors. And yeah, in a sense it does help, but when you're fresh out of school, and I don't want this to sound like negative, but this is just my perspective. When you're fresh out of school, you don't really know a lot. You're coming from 4-hour appointments to an hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on which office you go to. I feel that in order to fully prepare yourself for temping, at least try a year in an office and then decide to temp. You can go on as many interviews as you please. There's a shortage. I'm pretty sure people are going to be reaching out to you for placements in their office. So interview them. It's a good idea to take time to thoroughly interview them, research their practice, look through their Google reviews, look up the doctor, see what the doctor has done. When you temp for just that day or two, people are going to try to be on their best behavior because you're temporarily in the office. So it may seem like a good idea, and then when you do get the job, it may not be a good idea. You don't really know what you're getting yourself into if you decide to temp and then pursue that office, or if you decide to just interview the office and then work in the office you interview with. You really don't know until you're fully into that office. You get to see these people's true colors, and you're there for a good amount of time. When you decide to temp, you can tell when an office is a good fit for you or not, but you can also tell when you interview whether or not that office is a good fit for you. At least try to work for an office for a year. I always knew that I wanted to temp, but I was too scared. I wasn't confident in my abilities after I graduated from hygiene school. So I wanted to go in the office for a year, build up my skills, and then dip out and decide to temp. I also wanted to make sure that I got familiar with the clinical aspect. I wanted to make sure that I was able to comfortably talk to patients about their treatment plan. I wanted to get familiar with the standard way of doing things, because when you go out and temp, every office does different things. Their level of cleanliness is different across the board with these different offices. You may be used to one way and then the office does something really different. You may be hesitant to follow some of the things that you learned in hygiene school. So if you give yourself a year in office, you know this way is the right way. You can build your confidence and identify some of these wrongdoings in the offices that you temp at. While in office, you can build that consistent routine and not having to worry about, well, if you find a good office, and not having to worry about your speed. You can take your time to build up to being quick enough for those hour appointments. You can fully learn about insurance, which codes to use and when to use them, when to identify what needs to be pre-auth. We're going to talk about nurses, but when nurses are freshly out of nursing school, they have to do at least a year of floor nursing before they decide to travel nurse, because that year on the floor in the hospital gives you that chance to build your skills to fully be out on your own to treat patients. That's what I like to tell people when they ask me whether or not they should temp. I just say give it at least a year in office and then go out and temp. But yeah, I can't really tell you what to do. I'm just giving you my experience and just my opinion in regards to what worked for me. But I will say this, if you feel confident enough about your skills right out of hygiene school, then go ahead and temp. But if you're like kind of on the fence about it, go ahead and just take your time to like interview different offices, find that fit for you. And then if you still want to temp, you can decide to temp after that year. But yeah, the decision is ultimately yours. I knew that once I graduated, I was not confident with my skills, and also I did not have any prior dental experience. So me temping from office to office, trying to treat patients, and then understanding the top codes needed in dentistry, and then understanding what needs to be pre-auth, it was too much for me. I got overwhelmed and I was just like, let me just go in an office, give myself a year, and then if I still feel that I want to temp, then I'm gonna temp. And that's what I did. I felt way more confident after my year in office, and then I felt even more confident once I started temping for a good bit. I've been temping for about 6 months now, and I feel really confident about my skills and what I'm doing. It's not wrong to take your time to find the office you want to work for permanently, because temping really isn't for everyone. And I just like to say that temping is an acquired taste, because you're moving from office to office, you're learning different systems just about every day. The thing is, the more you temp, the better it gets. And people are also picky about, like, they need to come in and their stuff needs to be right where they left it. I'm not like that. I like chaos, and I feel like I thrive in that kind of environment, and I like to learn and figure things out. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel so comfortable with temping, and I try to recommend it to everyone, but again, it is an acquired taste. But yeah, hopefully this video helped. If you want, you can leave a comment down below. Also subscribe to my channel, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.